All right, we're in round 2. We've got the choice. We'll play first. Yep, that's a keep. Looking good. Not as proactively aggressive as I like, but certainly fine. See what we're up against. Okay, blue-black exploit, perhaps. All right, definitely going to open with the fodder here. Over the cleric. Yeah, I think that's right. I'm trying to think why I would want to do cleric instead. I can't come up with a good reason, so I'm just going to do the fodder. I guess Minister of Pain could be a compelling reason. So land next turn would be ideal, of course, allowing us to get that Sandstep Outcast down. All right, Esper. Now, that I was not expecting. Ooh, Shambling Goblin. Well, that's a pretty compelling reason. I'm just going to offer the trade here. He gets pretty good value on us, but we get to follow up with an Outcast, so it's not the worst. So certainly Erishan Cleric would have been better in that spot. But I still think getting the Shambling Goblin off the board is correct. I think we'll Tormenting Voice here, but I don't know what I'm discarding. It's either Cleric or Stormsinger. Probably Cleric. But then I can't really play the Stormsinger for the morph. I do want to make sure I hit that Outrider next turn, though, so let's Tormenting Voice pre-combat here. And let's dump the Cleric, I think, which is just worse in a blue-black match, I would guess, for the most part. All right, that's a good draw. So now we'll get in with Spirit. I could get in with Outcast 2 and use Battle Rage, but that doesn't seem worth it. Not when I've got Sprinting Warbrute now. So I think awkwardly we don't play anything. Granted, I could have played the Cleric, but I actually don't think Cleric's amazing on this board. Whereas Stormsinger with a surprise Outrider getting hasted could be potentially good. Let's see if we got the Aven. Drowner. All right, pretty good value reaped here. I still think attacking into the attendant's likely not correct. Could be correct, but I don't like it. So I think next turn we're going to do the Storm Singer. Morphed. Opponent is definitely starting to get some value here. But like I said, I still think it's more beneficial for us to have the Outcast. I mean, if I killed Attendant, he wouldn't have been able to play Drowner there for value, but he would have been able to just play a Shambling Goblin anyway, which is still good for him. Alright, Volcanic Rush is fine. So let's, I could do the Warbrute, which isn't bad. Well, I guess that's an issue with the Storm Singer, though, isn't it? Alright, let's do Warbrute here, I guess. The issue with doing the Storm Singer is if I morph it, unless I get a land drop next turn, I can't do my little cute Outrider hasty plan, which I would still like to do, but we're just going to get in for 6 here, which is still pretty adequate, I would say. It's a good opportunity to just hit him for 5, I think. And if I can get to 6 mana, I can do the Battle Rage on the Dashed Warbrute. Hopefully find some opportunity to do that. If I can get to 5th land, I can get the Volcanic Rush. Okay. So I'm guessing bounce, token, kill, Outcast, which isn't even that bad. Yeah, I mean, he basically used a couple resources just to take care of our flying threat, so it's not the worst. Frostwalker's not that big of a deal either, I don't think. Alright, to get the 5th land, so we're going to go Storm Singer, setting up for an Outrider hasty next turn. Definitely not worth the sprinting the Warbrute into that Frostwalker, but I do want these 2 cards to work together at some point. So I think I'm just going to take a bash for 6 here. Two cards left in my opponent's hand. And Bloodshin Rager. Alright, 1 card left. I think this is still pretty manageable. Well, if I draw a land, we just snap off Warbrute plus Battle Rage, because that's, like, insane. Alright, I think we just do that. So we're not left with a board, but we've got him in Sarkhan's Rage range now, which is nice. So we can play Outrider next turn. This might be a Marsh Hulk, I guess. Should be a bit of a problem. Oh, Interceptors, it's pretty good. So do I want to just Warbrute again, force him to block with the Sidisi's Faithful? Guess that's not bad. Alternatively, I can play Outrider plus dash Warbrute the following turn. I'm trying to think what's more proactively. I mean, this gets a blocker off the board. This doesn't. I can also hard cast a Warbrute, but the problem is if I play the Outrider, he's aware of my Warbrute, but does that matter? I can't block, I have to take 6. Whereas if I hard cast Warbrute, I can keep the Drowner back, which leaves me on a 3-turn clock there. I can't really block if I play the Outrider. If I draw another land next turn, I can play Outrider plus Sprint Warbrute. So if I Sprint Warbrute here, get rid of blocker, he cracks back for 6. He has to play a blocker of his own. I think I dash. I basically just want to get rid of his blocker here. Because what this does is forces him to chump block first and foremost. He could have like a Sinner Soul, but I can't really beat that anyway. So what I'm thinking is force him to block. He cracks back for 6. Oh, he did have something. Or he has ultimate price. Well, I wasn't going to be able to beat that anyway, so not that big of a deal. I think now we're likely to just lose. It's not necessarily over, but it's pretty close. Sarkhan's Rage off the top would be a win. So we do have an out. I think that's our only out at this point. Yeah, that is certainly our only out. So I'm going to bring in Lose Calm for Ojutai. Now they know about that. Let's just see if we can draw a Sarkhan's Rage. That'd be nice. Heel Cutter. So technically I could have heel cutted plus Sprinting Warbrute, but that still wouldn't have been lethal, so not that big of a deal. I think we're just going to concede. No reason to show him more spells. Let's bring in Lose Calm, I guess, for the Ojutai. Oh wait, we didn't get one. Well, that's not going to work. All right. Well, I guess we don't have much of a sideboard then. So we'll keep it the same, which is fine. All right, let's just try this again. All right, we'll play first. Oof. Well, actually, Tormenting Voice, so yeah, we'll keep. Tormenting Voice makes this hand just fine, especially with the Enforcer. If I draw a 2-drop, I'll play that instead. And we did. In fact, we drew a really good one. Oh, he had that pesky Shambling Goblin, sadly for us. So instead, we're going to trade a Dromoka Warrior for a Shambling Goblin, which sucks, but has to be done more than likely, unless I get a Heel Cutter, I guess. Nope. Instead, we just get a Mountain. So let's swing first, like we got a combat trick, I guess. I don't even have a Kindled Fury, so the reason I didn't want to do the Tormenting Voice pre-combat is I can't think of anything we would get that would matter. So wish I had a play here, but no play to be had. So it's Tormenting Voice. Ditch a Mountain. And alright, well, drew pretty well there, I guess. So now we have our instant and our sorcery. So I could do Enforcer next turn into Volcanic Rush, which is actually pretty good. So close to identical turn progression from our opponent. Could also do the Tarkir effort. This plays around, the Morph plays around ultimate price better. I think the Enforcer, I mean, I want them both. I don't know what to say. I kind of want them both. If he drowns next turn, let's do the Enforcer. The fact that I can Volcanic Rush for value next turn, I think, ultimately makes that the more appealing option, since I can get the first strike trample. It makes better use of the mana, too. Like, I could draw a 2-drop now and go Efreet Morph plus 2-drop. Yeah, I think Enforcer is correct. Ooh, Skywise Teachings. All right. Well, that's not too devastating. Stormsinger's not bad either. So, I guess we swing Enforcers. I don't think I'm doing Volcanic Rush. I think we're doing Efreet. I think setting up Efreet with Volcanic Rush is ultimately going to be better. Though, if he has the... No, actually, that's actually really good. Because now, if he replays Goblin, we just get to unmorph kill it. And he can't kill our guys. But he does have Ultimate Price plus Skywise Teachings now, which I guess I have to be conscious of. Alright, so big old bummer there. Huge bummer, but bummers happen in Magic, so accepting it. Yep, so all sorts of value lost there, which sucks, but let's figure out what we want to do to remedy that. Guess we go double, or we go Monk plus Stormsinger and begin to build towards, yeah, I think that's the best we got. Gotta build towards a Volcanic Rush that's going to be lethal at some point. At least now we can possibly get a hasty Stormsinger value at some point. But yeah, there's no reason to throw in a Tarka Efreet into a Shambling Goblin and a Monk. I think that's just awful. All right, more value reaped by my opponent, which still sucks. Still's really terrible. Really don't like the back-to-back turns of Skywise Teachings getting activated. It's certainly terrible for us, so trying to come up with a solution that can get us back in this game. We're certainly going to lose if he's going to activate Skywise Teachings every turn. And right into being letting him control the outcome of his deck is certainly not going to help anymore with that. So I would say we're in a really bad spot at the moment. I think we're in a pretty awful spot. I'm going to have to come up with some good solutions here. Not to mention he's a mana away from Ojutai at the moment too, which is also bad, as you might imagine. So not in a really good spot. In fact, so bad of a spot that he's just swinging in on us now. So not feeling very good. Not feeling very good at all. Let's see what we can draw here. Hopefully not land. Nope. It is in fact the last thing I wanted to draw, so that sucks. What do we do about this horrific board state? Yeah, so I can unmorph, kill that, get -1. Can't even use Volcanic Rush after that, so that seems bad. I don't know. I think we just... I can't even really comfortably attack with Dragonbale Monk. You just could essentially... I think I play Mountain Pass, and I'm going to be unmorphing the Tarka Efreet at the end of his turn to kill the Goblin. Hopefully he gets over-aggressive. I think that's the only thing I can hope for. Because I can, like, attack now and unmorph, and it just... I don't see how it benefits us, really. I think I just pass. I need to basically find a good opportunity to cast Volcanic Rush with the unmorphed Tarka Efreet, and unfortunately I can't unmorph plus play Volcanic Rush this turn, so I do think that's our only actual way back into this. Well, yeah, that kind of changes things. Definitely want a Volcanic Rush with that now, too. So if I Volcanic Rush now, if I swing team, Volcanic Rush, he probably just blocks that free. So let's say he takes 6, 9. No, it's more than that. He takes 6. This becomes 5. This is assuming everything lands, which I don't think it will. I think he's probably got a spell because he did right into being. So assuming everything lands, I can deal 6 plus 5, 11 plus 4. I can deal 15. Which is certainly not lethal. Get a manifest off. Lose my Efreet. Still doesn't seem very good. I guess if I pre-combat fodder, it turns into slightly more damage. I think I gotta go for it here. I'm not really feeling a bunch of options here. If I stay back, I feel like it's pretty bad for us still. This would be better as a Warflare at the moment, but yeah. It's similarly, as you might expect, horrendously bad for us, since he gets yet another token 3 turns in a row. So, much to my frustration, not what I wanted to see. Guess ideally he doesn't block Efreet now. Alright, well, yeah, he still blocks Efreet. Alright, well, obviously we have to commit to this, but it's not what we wanted. So we lose everything except a Kolaghan Stormsinger, which doesn't really matter. We're taking a vicious beating from above, and we're behind. So I'm still feeling pretty awful still. I mean, granted we get some damage in here, but I'm just not feeling great about this board state currently. I guess it could be worse, but I don't like what we lost there, I gotta say. I really don't. That coat with Venom was a pretty vicious little nail in the coffin. Stormsinger, though, at least makes creature draws good at this point. Hoping not to see... yeah, that's... So, four turns in a row, of course. Our opponent gets Skywise Teachings. 4 turns in a row for full value. Just gotta get guys off the board. He's getting 2 more guys at least next turn. I think my best hope is getting him in Sarkhan's Rage and tying up the game, because he's probably going to get lethal back at us. I mean, granted, I didn't have to attack with Goblin tokens there, but if I don't attack with Goblin tokens, I think he pretty easily trades. Why would he not trade if he's getting... Like at least this way, there's like some. I have no idea how. Granted, I have no idea how we could possibly win, but getting damage in just seemed better to me. So yeah, my one shot was tying it up, I guess. All right. Well, we did get the rage this game. This would have been a nicer top deck last game. All right. Well, we lost. I loved our deck though. I really do think this deck was pretty cool. We had a nice little token pump build going, so wish I could have beaten this deck, but we got wrecked by Skywise Teachings, much to my sadness and chagrin. But these things happen. It's all part of Magic. We're back in Swiss next time around, so that's more of my bread and butter anyway. All right, let's go back to Swiss. Hopefully perform a little bit better next time around. All right, we'll see you then.